offensive coordinator and linebackers coach, Andrew Thacker. We'll go ahead and open it right up for questions for Coach Thacker. Kelly, if you want to get started.
Obviously, Virginia throws the ball more than any other team in college football, other than maybe like a Mississippi State that's an air raid. But, like, what do you see when you look at them offensively, and why are they so successful with that system?
That's the only other than, because I looked for total pass attempts, and it was the Mississippi State had them by like 2 or something. But those two quarterbacks are, after 7 games, are 100 plus more passes than whoever's at number 3, I think, something like that. So it's crazy. That's what makes them effective and efficient. Yeah, they just take so many chances and so many opportunities. It's very common for him to have 60 plus pass attempts. They're okay with it not being the most efficient of passing completions as well. If he throws the ball for 60%, then he's still, whatever that math is, 35 for 60, and they're still catching for 450 plus yards and doing a great job. But I'm going to lead that question and just kind of take off on Brennan Armstrong, just playing at an incredible pace. I was a young graduate assistant in the Big 12 with the slew of quarterbacks, and I feel like this is what we're doing in the ACC right now. I feel like it's the old Big 12 where offenses are just explosive and throwing it out of the yard. And I made the mistake of checking one stat, and it was the top passers in the country. So we've gone 4 weeks in a row of top 20 passers. So this dude's number 1. Kenny Pickett was 10. North Carolina Sam Howell was 12, and even Gunnar Holberg at Duke was like 18 or 19. So we've got our work cut out for us. We're built to have effectiveness. We are. We've got to do it at a high level, but they're gonna challenge us. They're gonna take opportunities. He's throwing at a high rate, and then don't get me started on how talented their receiving core is and the depth they have at catching the football.
With as many times as Armstrong likes to put the ball up in a game, how important will your defensive line rotation be in this game as far as keeping players fresh?
Yeah, it will be critical, and that'll be part of the strategy as well. One of the things that they do is they have so many multiple personnel groupings. They sub in and out from the sideline. They have so many players that they find ways to get the ball to. They have so many players that they keep fresh. So in the same way that they do that, we'll use that as a strategy of ourselves. If they sub, we'll look to sub, which allows us to collect ourselves, allows them to not go at it as fast of a rate. It's just the rules. That's what it is, and allows us to stay fresh. So, yeah, Coach Coleman, Coach Knight will do a great job of using that to our advantage, so we have fresh rushers and fresh rundown guys on the field.
Ken?
With the open date, was there anything particular you wanted to look at, and did you find any particular answer as far as kind of how you can improve the play of the defense in one way or another?
Yeah, I think we give you a lot of coach speak, and we're going to work technique and fundamentals on the bye week and do that. Probably our number 1 most successful objective was to get healthy. It was a 6-week stretch to where we came off of a 90-plus, 95-play game versus Duke, and it was a physical outing. And we had some toil on our bodies, and had some guys that were beat up. We were pulling guys in and out of the injury tent to try to finish games versus Duke, and kind of, in a way, great way to find a win as we were crippling through to make sure we had enough guys available. So health number 1. It's amazing what 14 days will do for you physically, mentally, psychologically, so spiritually. All that stuff really helped. Yeah. So for us as coaches, we get out on the road a little bit more, and then for me as a coordinator, I get a chance to stay in the office a little bit more where those guys are out on the road. So get out and study trends, see what other people are doing, how they're using structures, how they're using schemes, and how we can be better. You finally get a chance to take a breath, and we do our self-scout the first couple of days and then get out and study other people. So certainly we've tinkered with what we've done in the first 6 games, try to evaluate objectively and not emotionally in a game, but objectively what we've done well. And then always try to borrow intellectual property from other people that are out there doing it at a high level and make it into our own.
Anthony?
Keon White transferred from Old Dominion, got some action. Goers, what have you seen from him so far since he's been able to get some playing time?
Yeah.
Keon what?
Keon White has not played.
Well, he's a guy, even though he hasn't played yet. Are you seeing from him that
Yeah,
you know, he
yeah.
can get his opportunity?
He's out there. He's starting to get some practice individuals, some practice one-on-ones, and some practice reps. And shoot, we're looking forward to him getting the green light. But just physically imposing dude that we haven't even had a chance to break out yet. That could be a difference maker for us. But excited to get him out there.
Kelly?
As you guys continue with the odd front and that look, do you maybe look at going with some 2D tackles at, one as an end, that kind of look, some bigger looks as you kind of adjust as you're playing different teams each week?
Yeah. We've got some physically imposing offensive lines coming up. So structurally, whether there's 3 or 4 down, there'll be different body types in there as well. Yeah, and then I say it, I'm not just trying to gamesmanship, whatever. We still have 3 and 4 down packages that are available for us. We've had a big body of work, and they're going to prepare for what they see on tape. And we've had an opportunity to still be multiple in what we do, and then be multiple personnel. So to your point, a light and a heavy package within 3 or 4 down. Yes, sir.
Patrick?
Coach Thacker, pardon me, against Duke, the defense, kind of like the offense, gave up a lot of yards, but really came up big the last 2 possessions when the game was on the line. Is that something that you can teach? Is that something a defense kind of learns itself on, or how does that grow?
Yeah. I'll go. The quantitative stat that I care about most from the Duke game was we gave up fewer points than Duke's defense. So that's the one stat I was worried about. The qualitative thing that we did that I should express concern from the last time we had a chance to get together is we lost composure in the previous game, and we stayed the course and didn't let go of the rope and all those cliches. Man, we stayed together this past game. So a couple things qualitatively, again, just really happy about. After 2 takeaways, we gave up 0 points. One was right into the half, so being able to respond to adversity in those moments. And even got a 4th down stop that led to some points, and then certainly the finish of the game. We were able to play situational football and get the 4-minute stop, however that happened, and then obviously Wanya had the walk-off interception to be able to win the game. So yes, I'm not stepping over what is my position here, my platform here, but as a team we're learning how to win those games. And as you found out in college football, and then probably specifically in ACC, every single Saturday is different. If you looked at Virginia playing North Carolina and then us playing North Carolina, well dang, we must just go kill Virginia. If you look at us playing Duke and then Virginia absolutely getting after Duke's tail this past week, well dang, well Virginia just every single Saturday is different. And we've got to go out and play a good brand of football, but we are learning how to win, and that was a big moment for us to go on the road at Duke, where for whatever reason it's a really tough place to play, and we struggled to be able to win there as an organization, as Georgia Tech, and find the way to win. However ugly, pretty, or however you want to characterize the win, it was a freaking win, and we're really excited about it.
Time for a couple more, Rod, and then Ken.
You talked about naturally the injuries that took place, and you've also talked about cross training your defensive backs, versatility, that type of thing. How big a role did that play? Like moving Wesley around, Trey, and that, in the Duke game.
Yeah, it's not something that you want to do, but you've got to prepare for it in this day and age. So it paid dividends. It wasn't perfect. You guys mentioned the stats. We want to give up fewer passing yards in that game, but we were quite literally pulling people out of tents in and out of situational ball, and Trey and Wes were able to play versatility. Wes was playing the nickel outside safety, then he had to move to the inside safety when Wanye went down. We had to bring Jalen Huff in one play, came in one play and made a tackle, which is pretty impressive by him. Trey started the game at corner and then moved into an outside safety nickel position, so that position flexibility is critical. We do practice and train that way, so it paid off. We didn't lose 2 guys, and then all of a sudden you're pulling somebody from the developmental scout team that hadn't had downs all week. So training in that way, preparing in that way, paid off in those moments for us to be able to find a way at the end to get that.
Ken.
Follow up on that a little bit. Just overall, in the first 6 games, how would you assess the play that the secondary so far?
Yeah, we're growing as we are as a defense. Yeah, we are. We've faced a gauntlet of the last 4 games of teams that throw the ball, really well. So we've made mistakes as a defense, and then we're learning from those. So I don't want to give a grade on you. I only want to put any type of whatever passing yards we're giving up is on me as a leader type thing. But I'm proud of that room. I'm proud of those coaches. I'm proud of where we're headed and where we're developing, and then really being able to get some things ironed out this past week as we go into, a lethal offense as far as passing it. So I'm not sure how you guys are going to grade that as well, because we may have to go defend 60-plus passes in the game, and they may have yards, but it'll be how we finish competitive situations with one-on-ones versus elite receivers. But the thing that I'm looking for is how do we communicate? How do we communicate and make sure that we're not hurting or beating ourselves, which, as far as you asked a question, that reared its ugly head in one of the first 6 games, in my opinion, to where it was a problem in one of those 6 games. Outside of that, they've communicated, prepared at a high level. We have as a defense.
If you want to wrap this up.
Yeah, Andrew, I was just curious, as the season kind of moves along and you guys get more comfortable with what you're doing, do you start to pull back the load a little bit on your linebackers and start to play Tatum and Edwards and Knight a little bit more to mix it up?
It's definitely the goal. Yeah, it's definitely the goal is for those guys to grow up, develop. 2 of the 3 that you mentioned are true freshmen, so now they've had an opportunity to go through a first stretch of the season, have a bye week, so I really am pleased with those guys. I have to objectively make the plan to get those guys in the game. For example, I did the Trinilius Tatum 3rd series. He was in there, and we actually got off the field. As we've gone through the course of the season, it feels like there's been a lot of critical downs that we've been in some tight games to where I have so much confidence in those older guys with their experience and being able to get the ball down. But, yes, I'm looking forward to you guys having an opportunity to see Trinilius Tatum and see Caleb Edwards and see Demetrius Knight with a bigger role, which is necessary to keep those other guys' bodies healthy and playing at a high level with the amount of plays that they're getting.